Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's up, Facebook? What's going on? This is the No Judgment Zone with yours truly, Sean Taylor. Got my boy, my ace, my co-host on for the night, Brandon Lampley. He was able to come through for a brother. And I got my son on here tonight. My son. So I'm chilling here in Nashville, Tennessee. He's not going to be on here that long, maybe about 15, 20 minutes, because he got he's studying. He crashed studying tonight, to get that permit tomorrow. So anyway,
Yeah.
today's subject, the importance of a father's presence. And I asked my son, I was like, would you mind being on the podcast today? Just for a little bit, not that you ain't got to say much or whatever. If Brandon asked you a question about, Brandon asked you a question about, how does it feel having a father, knowing that your father didn't have a father. I mean, those dynamics, things that nature. So it's just one of these things, man, that we're just going to talk about the importance of a father's presence. I know by not having a father that that void was always missed, and it still bothers me today as a grown man. And us as men, our sons and our daughters needs that father's presence for so many different reasons, but almost a lot of those reasons are the same. So to not have a father, me and my brother talk all the time about how we struggle with in relationships, and even growing up with a lot of women teaching us yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir, but the communication and the dialect and the whole dynamics that's involved between man and woman, we just didn't know how to properly communicate, but that comes over a period of time. And so I also put down there in uh, the podcast title that it's very sad that some women are going to have to explain why the hatred for the other person was more important than the love for them, their children, her children. And so
Yeah.
when you listen to that, that's a real, very powerful statement that
Yeah.
she's going to have to come to grips to explain to them why hating their father was so important than loving us. So my mom, the beautiful thing about her, I never seen a woman who just had not one negative thing to say about my father. Uh, Trying to play games to keep us away from him, hiding from state to state, and doing all these different things. She and then she to top it off, she never went up to do pockets. So that was something I could never wrap my head around because pretty much just seeing what majority of women do, and it's all about the money. It's not about the memory. It's all about the money. It's not about the relationship with the dad. And they're not thinking about the mental trauma that it caused that child that's going to grow up to be a teenager and is going to grow up to be a man or a woman. You are doing a disservice to that kid, and you're not understanding. And the irony of a good dude that wants to be there for their kids, that they ain't got to put an APB out on, ain't got to darn near put or get a warrant for his arrest to find him, but he wants to be there. And you challenge and you mess that up. I mean, how do you screw that up? How do you
Yeah.
screw up a dude that wants to be there for his kid, but you try to make it so hard and very inconvenient for him to actually have a relationship? Pretty much, you just putting a wedge between him and the kid. You're not going to be honest. You lie, and then that kid grows up, and then they have a problem with the father. People say, "Oh, I don't like how 50 Cent handled it," but 50 Cent saying something that was so profound. He was like, you got, as a man, when you grow up, no matter what side you hear, you can't be that naive to not understand that there's two sides to a coin. If he
Yeah.
come at me with that nonsense, believing just that side, what kind of man just believes one side? Now, I want to hear both sides because I know there's both sides to life. There's life and death. There's a head and a tails. There's a beginning and an end. There's always a flip side. So no, I'm not going to jump on your bandwagon because I know if I talk to the other person, that story is going to be slightly skewed. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there's her side, there's his side, and then there's the truth. So you have to understand that. So be what you think, man.
Well, this just underscores that We all need therapy because
Right.
this has hurt people and their actions and them, doing things to suit them. You have people who have children for reasons other than, they didn't want the kid like that, or they use it as leverage, use it as a pawn, things like that. You got to be honest about that. Every mother is not a loving mother. That's why I'm so thankful for mine.
Right.
But regardless of what you've been told about your father, regardless of what he said or what he's done, you need to forgive him. And
Right.
if the only way you can move forward with him is you have to forgive him for either whether he wasn't there or whatever. It doesn't matter, because once you forgive him, the healing can start and you can move forward. The reason why you still feel that to this day as a grown man, Sean, is because a part of you was lost.
Right.
You are a part of him. He is a part of you.
Right.
And so
Right.
when you don't have that, you're always looking for it. You're always seeking it. Like
Right.
even with my dad, my dad, we didn't wasn't in the same house together, and that affected me. So to the point where I used to seek out masculinity. Yeah,
Right.
I craved for it. I yearned for masculinity. I see it in young boys today. When I'm out and about and I'm around and I see mothers and I see little boys with them and I see how they interact with me, they want some masculine energy in their life, man.
Right.
You need that. And regardless of whether the dude is a bum or whatever he is, your dad is your dad.
Yeah.
We've gotten to a point where these guys got to be Superman for you to accept them. They got to be this. They got to provide this. They got to do this and all that. No, that man is a man. There's no instruction manual. There's no playbook. He's doing the best. He's most likely doing the best he can.
Right. Right. And I wanted to ask my son. You know, I mean, we've had the older he's gotten. I mean, our bond was. People knew when my son was small. You didn't see Jordan without seeing his dad. You didn't see dad without seeing Jordan. Always glued to my hip. I mean, he went everywhere. He went to work with me. You see him at the gym with me. You see him everywhere with me. I mean, he was constantly with me. And I think it's so important that those early stages of that child's life, that bond in the beginning, it solidifies that father's place in that child's life. It's hard for a child to kind of bond with a father that hasn't been around in 14 years. So that I mean that's hard. I
Yeah,
can't imagine just getting in Jordan's life at the age of 14, and then all of a sudden, you know, we supposed to be buzzing buddies. That's not how it worked. Our bond started when he was little, and it's just carried over all this time where he can just pick up the phone and talk to me. It's like, Dad, I know when I talk to you, I can talk to you, and there's no judgments. I can talk to you and be myself, and you are always gonna stay the same with me. And I tell people all the time, if you really want a person to open up to you, don't judge it. They're not gonna open up to you
yeah,
no other way.
yeah,
If you want to know the truth about them, want to know the deep dark secrets and the pains and the hurts, you can't judge that person on any level for anything. You know.
yeah.
But I wanted to ask my son, how does it feel to have to know your dad, have a dad? How's that feel?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know how to fully explain it. It feels good to have a father figure. I mean, if I didn't have my father, then it kind of would have been a whole different life and a whole different story. And it's just like I feel like you have to have your dad with you in order to become. I don't know how to fully explain it. To become what's the word like?
A
A
man,
man.
a
Yeah,
man.
to become a
Yeah,
man. Without a father, you can't become like a man.
you're
It's like
correct, sir.
it's kind of different without a father figure. So it's just like I'm thankful for my dad and for everything that he's done for me. While I grown up for like 16 years on this earth, it's just like a blessing to have him by my side. So
Yeah, because you've
That's
seen the other
love.
side.
That's love,
yeah,
right? That's love right there. That's that.
He's seen
What you
the
say,
other
B?
side. He's seen the
Yeah.
other side. You've seen
Right.
your friends and guys
Right. Right.
dads, they're absent or don't care about
Right.
them, barely
Right.
see them, or they
Right.
may have
Right.
passed on, you know,
Right.
and it
Right.
makes you're fortunate. That's why it really doesn't matter, man. Your dad is alive. You can go touch him. Go touch him.
Right. That part right there, man. B, it's so fundamentally important, man. And he turned 16 on Sunday, man. It was just I don't know. It was the first birthday I ever missed. I've never missed a birthday. That was the first one, and I think we both kind of struggled. I was just down all day, man. So, but I made a post, and I said in the post, um, just how I'm living vicariously through him, seeing what I missed. You
Mm-hmm.
you see what I'm saying? It's like
Yep.
I'm mirroring my life from since the time he was born all the way up to the tender age of 16 of what it would have felt like to have a dad. And I tell people all the time, if I just had a piece of the dad that he's got, I've been on cloud nine. So I'm talking about I'm not even asking for the whole piece like he
Mm-hmm.
has. I'm like just a piece of it.
Just peace.
Just a conversation every 2 weeks, or I see him once a month. Man, I've been on cloud nine because I know who he is. I know what my everything, my temperament, everything. I know where I come. It's like I know where I come from. I
Yeah.
know why. Why do I move the way I move? Why was I such a bad womanizer? Why did I have a nosy penis? All these years. I mean, all these things. I'm like, and when you see it, you're like, oh, okay, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
You see the way he moves, you see what things he says, his
It's like
mannerism, like,
it's like looking in the
oh
mirror.
man,
It's
right,
like looking
right,
in the
right,
mirror.
right. It's crazy, and they
Yeah.
don't have to be all the same, but you see those similarities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, man? It's
Yeah.
and that's why, I tell people, man, listen, man, I've dated women with kids, and I never overstepped. But when she would say something negative about his father in front of that kid, I will wait later on, and I'd be like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I said, listen, no disrespect. I'm going to share with you the things I went through, and just having a mom in my life, and no father. And then I would segue into, you just want to be very careful what you say about his dad to him, because you never know what mental things that you are awakening up, or you may be damaging. So you just always want to keep it positive. You don't want your kid growing up knowing that you talked about his daddy like a dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People don't
Yeah.
understand that our kids, man, are impressionable at a young age, but what we put into them, or lack thereof, they got to deal with as an adult.
Oh yeah. Shoot, just the role of fathers and how important it is. Just look at certain inner cities. Look at Shotlanta. Look at Philadelphia. Look at Chirac. Shoot, look at New Orleans. Even here in Jacksonville, man, certain parts of Jacksonville. Look at the lawlessness in certain inner cities, and
Right.
that's because of a lack of fathers. You can look up the stats. Juvenile detention centers and prison. Majority of the men that are in those places are come from fatherless homes. That's not a
Right.
coincidence.
Right. Yeah, man. And I think about that all the time, man. Being a guy without a father, you know what I'm saying? So, just
Yeah.
one of my goals is to start a foundation, um, not just for boys, but for boys and girls, boys and girls without fathers. I mean, it's important, and just be the founder of that, to share my story, to let them know you're not alone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can't grow up, but just make sure you grow up and you don't let that cycle continue. You
Yeah.
show your child something different, but never uh, not share your story with your son or with your daughter. Because my son knows all about my story, me growing up without a dad and everything. And now at 16, he really appreciates it. He tells me a lot. I appreciate your dad. I see how hard you work, things of that nature. And it's so important that a child sees that mother or father's work ethic.
Yeah.
That's very important.
One of our issues and why we are where we are today as far as men and men being in a not so great state overall, especially the boys, like the Jordan, your compadre, you and your compadres, Gen Z is in the world of hurt right now. They in the world of hurt in the times they're going to come up in. But
Right.
not having that dad, not having that masculine figure, it has led to, just be honest, guys being soft, man. It's good.
Right.
That we're in the society, and not saying that they just physically weak or soft, just emotionally, mentally. You know, they give up. They don't work as hard. You know, and it has affected us from generation to generation to generation to generation.
Right.
Like I saw a little snippet of one of Steve Harvey show, and Steve Harvey, this lady was talking about how her husband disciplines her boys, and she
Right.
has an issue with how he disciplines the boys. And she thinks that he's too harsh, and so
Mm.
Steve basically told her straight up, "Why are you involved in that? You shouldn't be involved in that." She's like, "Did you marry the man of your dreams?" He's like, "Yes." "Okay. Do you want your sons to be the man that he is?" Yes. She's like, "Well,
Right.
get out of the way.
Right.
That's not your job." She's like, "Because now the boys, they know she's softer, so they playing him and her against each other." So,
Right.
and like, dude, he said kids are master manipulators. When you don't grow up with systems, order, structure, and values, it leads to lawlessness. It leads to reading at a fourth grade level. It leads to
Right.
boys deleting themselves 3 times higher than girls. This is what it leads to. Not having those masculine figures around, dude, they're the protectors, basically. So you
Right.
want to talk about protection? Well, you kicked your protection out the door.
Right. Right. And that's and I've said before, man, we've gotten so out of the order of things and the direction and how things were originally designed, and they were designed a certain way to work.
Yeah,
And but we as men and women, we have given up on each other. We've given up on our marriages. We've given up on our families. Where my mom used to say it all the time. She's about hell, my generation. She's like, y'all don't, y'all, she's like, your generation and the younger generation, y'all have no fight in you for nothing.
yeah,
Y'all have no fight in you for your own freaking families. Y'all give up and y'all don't even fight to work. She's like, there's no timeline of chances. You have to fight. How do you think? Do you think, and our generation and the younger generation, how do you think that people make it 40, 50 years, 30 years? How do you think that happens? Do you think every day is rainbows and sunshines and I love yous and roses and candy and jewelry? Do you really think for that whole 50 years that they were together that everything is heaven on earth?
yeah,
Y'all think that y'all go from man to man, from woman to woman. You have these kids and you're looking for the same thing that you was looking for from guy number 5, or you're looking for the same thing that you were looking for from woman number 10.
yeah,
And you wondering why things are so screwed up. First of all, you don't even fight for your own families. You rather break up the home than to fight for it.
yeah,
And y'all got this timeline. If that's the case, I guess God got a timeline with you for dealing with all your BS. But he still forgives you. He still gives you chance after chance after chance. You know what? Supposed to be the Christian we supposed to be Christ-like or whatever. Far from it.
yeah,
You ain't got no fight in you. If you ain't got no fight in you, you so far from Christ-like. I don't know what kind of soldier you are. You probably a soldier that's AWOL. Sounds like, but
yeah,
there's no fight. And I'm at fault. His mom's at fault. Everybody's at fault. We've all have done it. But when does the fighting really start? When are you in the trenches in the foxhole to fight for what you have?
yeah,
That we've
and
we've we've gotten away from so much, man. So
yeah,
much.
and that's why Jordan, you're in an advantageous position, young man. I want you to know how incredibly lucky you are right now, because it's a lot of young men don't have what you have. you have pretty much a playbook and a roadmap on how to fight because you watch your dad fight every day. You know, you watch your dad put in that work. So now there's no excuses for you, Jordan. I'm just letting you know, hey, heavy is the head that wear the crown. You're going to have a lot put on your shoulders because of what you're coming from. But you got the ultimate guide sitting right next to you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that, man. He knows it, man. And he wrote me a text message, man. It was just so touching, man, that he talked about what you talked about. And he talked about the work ethic. And sometimes I was like, you know, that dude don't even know how hard I work. And he to hear him tell me in a text everything that I thought he didn't know. That was really mind blowing because when I think my son ain't paying attention, that's when he paying attention. And I'm like, he didn't miss a beat. He didn't miss a beat through nothing all the years. Everything I've done, the sacrifice I made, the work ethic, how hard I work, how much I try, everything. Man, it's just. I was like, God dang! So this dude has watched all those years.
Yeah, and same thing with me with my brother. I'm thinking that he not listening this whole time, but what it is
right.
with the way when you talk to them, it kind of look like their normal selves. It's like maybe one end
Right,
out the other. You know, they
Straight
kind
poker
of like
face.
straight poker face. But then they'll say something you like, oh, you were listening because it goes in the back of that subconscious.
Right.
It goes back there and they remember those things. I remember the conversations I had with my dad. He might not know I remember, but I remember it very much so. Lisa Reed says that father-son bond is essential. The outcomes for children are far greater when the father is involved in the home. There it is.
Wow. Yeah. It's important, man, and we gotta be better at as fathers, man. It's just because we not there, you still can be active. You still can be hands on. You still can be in his ear, whether he's near or far. I mean, you can keep the bond goes. People don't understand. Conversation is stimulation. The bond goes. I mean, conversation that's all cerebral. I mean, it goes straight right there. If you can't be there to touch them, be in their head. You activity comes from different directions and different forms. I mean, being active. But you can't use nothing as excuse you ain't there, so I don't need to talk to them. No, that's not how it's supposed to be. But, you have to reach out and you have to make sure because my son and my daughter they got the stability. I'm gonna go to my dad. They always gonna have the stability. I'm gonna get my dad. I got my dad. I'm gonna go tell my dad. They got that stability. They will always have that stability as long as the big man says that they not. So I mean, they know, and just know they have that stability. You got your go-to guy. Man, it's got to make a child feel real good at night. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, we went to our mom with some things, man. But as we got older, man, it almost ceased to exist. I mean, I didn't go to about certain things, girls and all that stuff. Man, I don't have that conversation with her. I'm having that conversation with the dudes on the street and the upperclassmen in school. I mean, that's just how it was.
Yeah.
I ain't had that dad around, man. But the anger came from watching my friends, my best friends with their fathers, man. I just be angry, man, because I didn't have that. I just be mad, like, a lot. Didn't want to live. We didn't wish I was here. I'm like, I ain't asked for this. This is not how my life supposed to be. I mean, these are things that I went through at his age and 15 and 14. I mean, these are conversations I had with myself. I literally hated. I didn't even want to live. I used to say all the time. I used to tell my mom all the time, I don't want to be here. I ain't asked for this. This is not what I want. Yeah. I ain't got no dad. This is I didn't ask for none of this. I ain't asked to be born. Why am I here? I mean, I remember as a kid, I was telling her this. Why am I here? Mm-hmm. This is not how it's supposed to be. Yeah. I'm supposed to have a mom and a dad. Yeah. Everything's supposed to be right there. Why my life all over the place. Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of anger, and these were conversations that me and my mom had that nobody ever knew about.
And
Right.
you pointed out something. You pointed out something, Sean. That because I wondered, it's like, why is it that the rates up so high with boys? A couple years ago, I know more about it now, but you spoke to one of those things where a lot of boys are like, man, where's my dad? I didn't want this. I don't want to be here for this.
Right.
Like I,
Right.
and that feeling of no way out is real.
Right.
That feeling where you don't. There's no other option. There's no other option. Quicksand. I'm steady. I'm steady drowning. Bad thing after bad thing after bad thing is happening. Doesn't seem like there's no way out. And then dudes ended. So
Huh?
Gonna go
oh yeah,
start
go
for a
go get that.
permit,
Go
man.
get
You gotta
that.
get
Go get that permit, man.
it.
Appreciate it, bro.
Give me that
All right.
earpiece. Give me that
All right.
earpiece, please. I'll see y'all
All
later.
right. All right.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, man. So, um, yeah, B man, I mean, it's crazy, man. I talked to my best friend Brandon today, man, and we were just, you know, just swapping father talk and how we was raised because his life is really similar to mine. Father wasn't there, things of that nature when he was a kid, but fortunately, man, him and his father, they reunited. I didn't have that luxury. So, but man, it's such an important thing, man. And I'm like, when I see dudes going through this stuff, good dudes, man, I'm like, women, you not hurt you. Yeah, you hurting him. He gonna be hurting for a little bit, but that long term damage is in that child that's gonna grow up to be an adult.
Oh yeah, it's going to last for a very long time. And we talked about boys, of course, how important it is for boys, but look at what it's done to the girls too, man.
Oh
Look at what it's
man.
done. Look what
Oh my God.
fatherlessness has done to the girl. You can't sit here and tell me because yeah, boys aren't doing well, but look at the girls too. Just
They're
our
looking for
children in
they're
general.
looking for attention from men and that I mean they look it's sad, man. I've been involved with women that haven't had their father in their life. It's it's different.
Yeah,
It's real different, man. It's affecting the girls just as much as it's affecting the boys.
yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
is. It's unfortunate. You still have those who are on of that mindset that because I still see it, even though the birth rates are down globally, and which
Hmm.
is an issue, and it's going to continue to be an issue. Like it's
Right.
not an immediate today issue. So you got that's some spam from Twitch. If you was looking at that comment, there's just one of them spam things. Yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
is. Okay. Okay.
yeah. Talking about getting
Yeah.
followers and promotions and
Yeah.
all that.
What? Yeah. What the
Um,
hell?
yeah, but the grifters, they got to sell. Um, but you still have those people that mindset where they can do it all on their own. Like I'm still seeing girls having no issue having a child out of wedlock. Like it's no big deal. Oh, don't nobody do that no more. Come on, man. This is like this is like like back in the day. Well, if your friends jump off the bridge, you gonna jump off it too.
Right.
Like I don't really think they understand the impact of being a single mother, the young girls today, until they get in it and they 10 toes in it. They don't know because not enough is talked about it. Now more women are starting to speak about their struggles because dude, the poorest demographic in this country by far are single mothers.
Right. Bar none. Bar none.
Yeah.
Bar none. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Bar none, man. And it's very sad and it's very unfortunate, man. So you know, our daughters is seeking attention from men in a very alarming speed of light rate. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's really really bad, man, and it's because that father was inactive in her life, man. So when I look at my daughter, man, I just try to, I try to do everything for her. I want her to see that I
I want her to know that chivalry isn't dead.
Yeah.
Yes, I can carry your bags for you. Let me open the door for you like a gentleman. Let me pull your seat out when you get ready to eat. I mean, all those different type of things, man. And you know, her not seeing that, I mean,
Hmm.
she's 6. Her not seeing that, man. I mean, she would just come to me for certain things because if I'm strong enough, so can you open this for me or whatever? She knows she can just come right to me. There's no hesitation. But I want her to understand, just like you're doing that with your dad, with the right dude, you should be able to do that with him too as well.
Yeah.
So it's so many things that it's so crazy. As a father, you automatically just think about the son because he's going to grow up to be a man like you. But we can't dismiss the fact that that bond with that daughter is just as important as it is as the father with the son because it's going to affect them differently, but it will be such a huge detriment to them
Yeah.
without those fathers being active in their lives, man.
Yeah. It's like light and darkness, good and evil, yin and yang. You can't have
Mm-hmm.
one without the other.
No.
You got to have both.
Mm-mm.
You have to have both. That's why now because one thing that women do they raise their girls and they have these, I would say, catty relationships with their daughters to where they're very hard on their daughters and their daughters do grow up a little faster and then they coddle the boys,
Right.
and that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing a bunch of boys who mom told them yes, and the world, they get out here and the world tell them no, and they act the fool. They
Right.
act the fool.
Right.
Where you should have put a no, you put a yes, maybe, or you allow them to continue to do it. Because even though we call my mom a drill sergeant, and you know her, I still say she wasn't hard enough.
Right.
She didn't, and she admits that she's not built for that. So we're built differently. Men and women are different. There's
They
no
are.
blank slate equalism. There's
Right.
a lady. I don't know if she's a pastor or she's the pastor's wife, but she was talking about. She said when it comes to that seat, that leader seat, there is no equality.
Mm.
She's like, I'm sorry, there is no equality when it comes to that. So yes, women have achieved these things, they fought for these things, and they have opportunities to do all these great things. But when it comes to the head of the household, there is no equality. I said, man, I
Mm.
couldn't have said it no better than that right there.
Wow. But that's powerful, and how she said it.
Yeah.
I was telling my son today. I said, now this is me thinking outside the box when I read the whole book of Genesis for the first time, and how God was pretty much setting things up in a beautiful chess piece of strategicness setup. I said, Jordan, do you know the first real commandment and order God gave Adam? He's like, take care of the garden. So the first thing theoretically God told Adam, you gonna work.
Yes.
You gonna work. And to any man who is lazy, not being the first person to leave the house and the last person to come home, not working, not contributing, not doing nothing for that woman that you live with, not even buying her a damn burger or a pair of shoes or something. Your first commandment, brother, is to work. If you ain't, you could be the most uneducated, it don't matter. But you got to have a damn job. You got
Yeah.
to have some type of source of income. But please don't misconstrue this, brothers and sisters. I'm just letting it know. If all you got to bring to the table is money to get yourself in, to buy your way in, that has no substance.
Yeah.
Bringing to the table is you as a man. That
Mm-hmm.
person, when something goes bump in the night, she ain't even got to flinch because she know you got it.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Something happens in the public and somebody tries to come on and trying to attack you in a physical way. She ain't got to run because she know you got it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You got to, and that's the, if a brother is buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and spending and spending and spending and spending, that's not sustainable. She has to have a man of substance.
Mm-hmm.
And brother, that's not bringing nothing to the table.
Yeah.
What are you as a man? Leadership. What is you as a man in trying to help her mindset elevate and letting her know there's a better way to do things. See, your leadership, that leadership goes in so many different directions for you to actually pour into her so she can grow properly.
Yeah.
That's part of our job.
Yes.
Some women can't appreciate the intellect of a beautiful mindset. So sometimes when they buck in the system, you just got to let them buck the system because they're not intellectual enough to get it
Mm-hmm.
and the benefits that
Yeah.
comes from it.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
B.
I was thinking this other day. Let me get Lisa's last comment, then I'm about to go in on that a little bit. He said,
Mm-hmm.
when these bitter ass women think they are punishing these dudes, it always come back on them. And I put it always come
Always.
back on you. Always come back on you. But yeah, everything you said, that's the other part of it too. Not only the importance of the role of the father in the children's life, but the role that man plays in the life of the woman who has his children.
Right.
You same thing. You're pouring into all of them. They're
Mm-hmm.
marching to the beat of your drum. But I will say this, Sean. I was thinking about this the other day.
Right.
And just, and older women know the deal because they've been through it. They know. But especially younger women, when they're in their years where they're a little more moldable, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of them, and I don't know if this is womanism, them going to college and learning all of this craziness and whatnot, because women do change after they go to these institutions.
Mm-hmm.
They think men stupid, Sean. They
Mm.
think we're dumb. Not
Right.
all of them, of course, but they think that they're so much smarter than us, and they think we're dumb, like we can't comprehend. Because I can't put it any other way or think of it any other way, because the way they try to package and sell stuff to us is like we're stupid. It's like for the women who, okay, you giving yourself away casually for years. Now I come along and you require me to take you out on dates and buy you flowers and pull out the car. That's like you
Right.
having to stand with peaches on it and say free peaches on it. And everybody come by, they get a free peach. All these dudes come by, they grab their free peach. Some dudes grab two, some dudes grab three. I come
Right.
up, you take the free sign down and put up $10 a peach. Am I not going to know the difference? Do you think I can't comprehend, baby? That's why I say they got to think that,
Right.
we slow or something, man.
Right. Yeah, man. I'm with you on that, man. That's pretty funny though, man. But it seems like sometimes that's how
Yeah,
it happens, you
yeah,
know. But man, it's this the fatherhood thing, man. There's so many blessings that comes from it, man. Especially, you know, my mom used to tell me, your measure as a man is not from mistakes, setbacks, and everything, and how many times you've messed up. Is what you do when you f up. So when you went through those f ups, your effort to turn that thing around and to go in the right direction. You're not measured by what people think of you, And as men, sometimes, and brothers, let me tell you something. Uh, it You're not measured based off your wallet. If
yeah,
if your wallet is the measurement of you being a man,
yeah,
you that what that is doing, that is diminishing your manhood.
Yeah.
And you really have to understand how that's diminishing your manhood, because that is a woman saying to you, you without money, you are nothing.
Hmm.
You're not a protector. You're not nothing. You're not good for anything.
And
She
that's
pretty
damage.
much tell she pretty yeah she pretty much telling you you don't even deserve a penis. That's what she's pretty much telling you.
Yeah.
And fellas, you got to understand is that's not that is not money is not the measurement of man. You got to understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, let me get Lisa's. She said, woman needs a man to be a provider and protector, providing for her mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You say, she's a selling refurbished vagina B. Oh,
Oh
oh
my
my
God.
goodness.
Oh my goodness. I don't even. Boy, that Lisa Reed is on fire tonight, ain't she? Man? She
She
on
killing
fire.
it. She
That
she she
girl's
she's
on fire.
killing it.
She done had that flu. She done had that flu bug, and all of a sudden now she like Michael Jordan in Game 6. Boy, she's shitting for threes. Boy, she's on fire right now.
Yeah,
Okay, Miss Reed,
yeah,
that thing
and
funny though. That thing's
yeah,
hilarious.
and that mindset you just said, Sean, points
Hmm.
to a lot of what's going on with young men too, because young men want young women. You know, that's a man. It's a biological urge. Sex is not a want; it's a need. So is that something that's always there? You don't feel
Right,
bad about that. That's natural. But for especially young women and their qualifications or standards and what he got to be and what he got to have and what he got to look like and all of that, and young
right,
men are like, well, I guess I'm nothing then, because men don't hit their financial stride until 40, baby. Like you
right.
talking about 6-figure man. Do you know the average age of a millionaire man is 62 years old? So we're not
62
talking
all
about
day,
young men.
all
Young men
day,
don't have it like that.
all day, all day. Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
surprised that women didn't know the average millionaire was 62 years old.
Dude, no, dude, they don't even know how many dudes who really makes 100 grand. They think that there's so many dudes walking around here making $100,000.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It is not. I can tell you that for a fact. It is not.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's not.
Yeah.
No, and it amazes me. It amazes me, man. But that just tells you where we are as a society, social media, and who's doing the teaching. Because a man is not going to tell his daughters, he's going to give her the real.
Yeah.
He's going to give her the real. Like, okay, you talking about you want a Barack Obama, but are you willing to ride in his car with a hole in the floor like Michelle did?
Mm, mm. People don't understand that story. And see, here's the thing, man. It's just like I said earlier. Our generation don't fight for anything. And when them bad times is coming, they already scratching their head and they already backstroking.
Yep.
And so my thing about it is that just like there are bad times, there are good times. Just like the sun rises in the east, I mean, and there's rainfall. There are these different times and elements that you're going to deal with in a relationship, partnership, or whatever. You have to deal with all elements of weather. And if you only looking for sunshine,
Yeah.
man, baby, you finna you getting ready to screw up. And I heard Michelle Obama say this about black women and women, period. She said, black women, white women, whatever, us just as women, we have, we think we have patience. We have no patience. I was the breadwinner for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I was the breadwinner for a while, but I knew where this dude was going because
Mm-hmm.
it's different. Boy, I love this. It's different when a man is talking and there's no activation than a man that's talking and you see those things coming into fruition as he says it. It's almost like he is talking, telling you a story, and you are watching that movie live because
Yeah.
he is working toward what he say he's working towards. He's putting the time in, he's putting the effort in. He said, Michelle said, us as women, we ain't got them type of patience. But then we want all these type of things. We want a ready-made man. Theoretically, sorry, ladies, that's not your man.
Yeah.
And that's gonna go way over your head. And let me retort. A ready-made man, I'm sorry, ladies, that is not your man.
Nope.
That's somebody else's man. And this is going over your head, and you probably ain't gonna be able to see this. It's like, oh, Sean, on the deepness. It's with the woman who was with him when he had nothing, that
Mm-hmm.
he built himself up into something. That's always and forever will be her man because she built it.
Yep.
That's not your man. You just leasing with an option to buy. And
Mm-hmm.
he still ain't gonna be your man. He's the man, the woman that helped build him. You see what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
that's why Michelle Obama has what she has. It's called patience. It's called maturity.
Yeah.
It's called I ain't this and I ain't that. It's called I'm not the prize. We both the prize. See, the mindset is different. See, the things come in fruition to women with that type of mindset. See, when your mindset's not right, it's not going to quite come from you because all you hear is your own voice, ladies. All you hear is your own attitude. All you hear is, well, this is me. Whatever. I'm not, I ain't impressed with that. A real man ain't impressed with that, and you ain't even moving. I'm like, you can be like that and have all that attitude and be by yourself and act like you don't care. Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. And women that act like that and say those things, bruh, you got a penis. You ain't even got a vagina. You a dude. You not no woman. You a dude.
Yep.
Because a dude has to always prove and stay in his masculinity just because of male ego. You a freaking dude. You a freaking dude. When you saying that stuff, when you saying that masculine stuff, I'm me. I'm this. I'm this. You need a strap on. You a dude.
Mm-hmm.
You a
Yeah.
straight up dude. You a dude and don't even know it. When you mad all the time, you a dude. When you
Mm-hmm.
got attitude every day, you a dude. When you tough, you a dude. You
Yeah.
ain't even a woman. Please give that woman uniform to a woman who needs it, and you take the dude uniform with your strap on because you a dude all day, 24/7, 365 days a year. You a dude trying to pretend to be a woman. That's what you are. You are not a woman. It has left you because I'm like, wow.
Mm-hmm. And that's those ones that
It
think they
that
could be the
that
father too.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's such a turnoff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've lost every ounce of femininity. That's such a turnoff.
Hey,
I
I
don't know who
believe
you
those
proving
women.
anything to. I'm like,
Yeah.
golly,
I
wow.
believe those women,
Whew.
Sean, are the women that's behind the movement to try to remove Father's Day to Special Persons Day. Like,
Hmm?
yeah, that, yeah. It's been scuttlebutt
Hmm?
about that, but yeah, they instead of Father's Day, Special Persons Day, because there's so many women who play both roles and all that crap. And I'm like, dude, men don't on Mother's Day.
Brandon, are you
I promise, Sean.
kidding me?
I promise. I promise. Special Persons Day is what they want to start calling it. They want to erase the father, man. It's amazing. But it's women like that, what you just described, Sean. I am the man.
Let
I
me tell
am the
you.
table.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna tell you why this ain't gonna fly. This ain't gonna fly because man was made first. This ain't
Yeah.
gonna fly because he took the rib of that man to make her. This is not ever going to fly. It will never fly. And try, boy, you just steady trying to castrate us, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Y'all really
Basically,
trying to you really trying to castrate us, huh?
they
I'm gonna
want the
tell you
Will
right. I'm gonna
Smithers.
tell. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. You ain't you ain't never gonna castrate me. I'm gonna keep giving you this ignorant smoke every single time, all up in your face. I'm gonna constantly let you know your penis ain't bigger than mine. I'm gonna constantly let you know, ladies. I'm gonna constantly let you know. Yours is a microbe compared to mine, ladies. I'm gonna constantly let you know.
Yep.
I'm gonna constantly let you know. You ain't castrating me. No, no, bruh. You're not castrating.
Yeah. Say Lisa Reed say you have modern women wanting a traditional relationship without having the qualities of a traditional woman, such as submissiveness. Yeah, and that's true too.
Mm.
One of the issues too is, and this is the diminishing of fathers, and Kanye talked about it a little bit and what he's going through, and he said, he just want to shine a light on what fathers go through, and I commend him for that. Even though he did put himself in that situation with Kim, he should have never.
Yeah, man, that's
Hey, did you
crazy.
see the picture of his daughter riding around in their little neighborhood? Neighborhoods, they had little golf carts in certain neighborhoods, so they ride
Hmm.
around on them. And
Hmm.
she was riding around on a golf cart and looked like she was sitting in Pete Davidson's lap. I don't even think
No,
she's
I,
10
I,
years
I,
old.
I didn't see that.
And I
I
said,
didn't see that.
dude, if Kanye wanted to set it on fire, I'm not saying I condone that behavior, but after seeing that, I understand. Because why is my daughter sitting on this man who's made pedophilic jokes in the past, who is a druggie, who's out of rehab? Why is she sitting in his lap?
Wow.
I got an issue with that. I have a problem with that. But like he said, the role of the father has been diminished, and we're moving slowly but surely away from a patriarchal society, and we trying to go into a matriarchy. But I'm going to warn the
That
women
is
who
that what
think that
Kanye
that's the
said?
good.
That's what
Well,
Kanye
no, no,
said.
no, no. I'm talking. That's with me when I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay.
that.
Right, right,
And
right.
I'm going to warn women who champion that and want that, and they want women 60% of this, and women need to be in this leadership position, women need to be in that leadership position. I'm going to tell you what happens once women get what they want. You're going to get the destruction of this society. There's a reason why there are no flourishing matriarchies right now. That's because the patriarchies around the world are going to come and take everything and leave nothing. They ain't even leaving the bones, baby. Turn this into a matriarchy and because what men will do, men will leave. Men do that. Men leave, especially men most men don't have children, so most men don't have families. So when that happens, your protectors are going to leave, and then China, whoever, they're going to come in. The patriarchy going to come in, and they're going to take it over. Because who's left to protect you? That's what they're losing in all of this, Sean. You can't protect you,
Hmm. Hmm.
dude. If you could protect you, if you could
Right.
protect you could protect you. If women could
Mm.
protect themselves back in the day, they'd be extinct because the saber-tooth tiger would have got them a long time ago. The
Right.
woolly mammoth would have snuffed them out a long time ago.
Right. Right. That part. That
Come
part.
on.
Yeah. That part, man. Is it's getting it's just it's very out of control, man. And I couldn't. I mean, the real women ain't with it. The real women. I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about the
you got
real
women. They
women. I
like,
mean,
I'm a woman. Be the
yeah,
man, please.
yeah. There are some real women. I don't know what the ratio is now. I mean, it's probably not as high, but the few
Mhm.
real women out there, they don't. They want a real dude.
Yeah.
They ain't trying to be the lead. They ain't trying to rock the boat. They ain't talking about it's like, listen, I ain't I don't want I don't want to be no dude. I don't want to do everything he can do. There's a reason why
Mm-hmm.
women can do what men can't do and men can't do what women can do. Man, y'all don't get how y'all can't get that fact. You
Yeah.
really think that you are built to do everything a man can do. You are not. You ain't even got the strength of a dude.
No, you
I
don't.
mean,
You don't.
you just
Hey,
don't. I mean, you're not you gonna. I mean, if it was a war between dude and women, man, stop that, man. Y'all will be done. I'll be toast.
yeah.
Why would you even? Why it's like it's like yeah, it's going to look like David and a Goliath. That's exactly what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
But that outcome will not be the same.
Yeah. Not
I
not
mean,
to mention,
that's crazy.
Sean, say, hey, the men in the
Crazy.
country, just the US, get Thanos snapped. We get Thanos snapped and we just away in the dust in the wind. It's we probably in mud hut times in
Right.
probably about a week. Easy.
Right. Easy.
Easy. Because you
Hmm.
have no more power because 98, 99% of the workers of the who man the power grid, that's men. Travel is
Right.
done, especially you not flying anywhere no more. Air traffic controllers, pilots, 99%. That's men too. So
Mm.
now you can't travel. There's no more supply chain. Most do. You got the truckers as well. There's plumbing, power, all that. Dude, it's a wrap, man. It is a wrap. And they
Yeah,
say,
and
well,
all the guys moved to. I'm paraphrasing, or I'm just using analogies. Now, guys, they've made the Wizard of Oz. Now
mhm,
you gonna have to travel y'all candy asses down the yellow brick road to try to make some order in this, because you're going to be losing.
yeah,
You're going to be losing big, and you're going to need to you're going to have to grab the Dorothys, the Tin Mans, the Lions looking for the heart, and the Scarecrows, and
yeah,
y'all going to have to drag y'all raggedy asses down that yellow brick road to the Oz for hope, for
yeah.
hope.
So
Because it would be just like that, because you didn't sent the builders, the electricians, they would meet build just build castles and shit, just stupid shit. And now you you got your barefoot raggedy ass walking down the yellow brick road, hoping to try to smooth things out.
mhm,
Y'all would not win that war. I don't know. Y'all just got. I mean, it's just crazy, man. I mean, but if it was like that, it would be just like that, pretty much.
yes,
It'd be laughable. It's so
mhm,
laughable.
yeah. It'll look like I Am Legend after the outbreak. That's what it looked like. Hmm.
The Tom Brady New York England. I mean the New York England, the Tom Brady New England Patriots in his
Hmm.
prime going against the Detroit Lions.
Dude, yes, yes.
But I'm talking about back with Randy Moss.
Hmm.
Back when Randy Moss, they ran it, man. They ran the table. I'm like, it
Yeah,
would be something like that. It would be ridiculous. I'm like, but for the few real women that say, listen, I want my man, I need that protector, I need, you know, I need that man I can feel secure with. There's still some real women out there who wants that, you know, and
yeah.
then for the other ones, I don't know. I don't know what I guess they think they do. I don't know. I don't know. That ain't none of my business. That ain't none of my business. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. B, final thoughts, man.
Final thoughts, man. Final thoughts. So, the final thoughts for the fathers: don't give up. Don't stop fighting. Even if she's making it tough, even if you have extenuating circumstances, and you might have some things where she's not necessarily making it tough because y'all just got certain situations where it makes it hard for you to be around to turn to see your kids, whatever. No matter what the situation is, don't give up because your kids are watching. They watching. They see them. They see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. They're going to see it. So continue to fight. Continue to be a beacon of hope or light for them. Because without you, the man, you're playing one of the most important roles in our society. Without you, none of this moves. And you have to know that. That's the attitude that you have to have. Don't have your tail tucked between your legs looking to direction from a woman. No,
Right, right.
you need to be on your path, on your purpose. And if you're a man who don't have his stuff together, you got kids, get your stuff together, man. Get your stuff together and have at least somewhere where your kids can come to you, where you can be an asylum for them. Because I guarantee you, the majority of those houses that a lot of these kids are coming up in is chaos. Absolute chaos. And in times of chaos, you got to be the voice of reason.
Wow. Good final thought, B. My final thought would be on making it real short and sweet. Men, know who you are and realize you was made first for a reason. You was made first for a reason on purpose. Don't be moved out of your position based off of society, or what some women may tell you. Know that you were created first for a reason. There's a purpose for that. And don't get that out of order. Okay, because you was made first. You, period. You was made first, and then she was made for you. So you got to make sure that that dynamic don't change, fellas. You got to stay in your position, stay on your square in who you are as a man first. You know, if they got a problem with that, then they got a problem with the big man upstairs because that's how he ordained it to be. But you know, we ain't getting all deep diving into that. But
Gotcha.
you know, B, thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate you, man.
When you
I
coming back
think
to Jacksonville?
uh, I was supposed to come back tomorrow. Um,
Okay, I just wanted to make sure so
yeah,
I can make the provision so I will know I won't you won't be here. So okay.
right,
Yeah.
right, right,
So
right,
but
right.
my we got to get on mine. And so the next one we have to do, we're gonna do a follow-up on this one, and we're gonna do one that I've been putting off for a long time. Forgive your father. We gotta talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, we
We gotta
did.
talk about
That'll be on your show on what you want to do that one on Monday? I mean, well, whatever title you got on Monday, I don't know
it. Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
yours.
No. That's gonna be the title. So just to let you know now, forgive your
Nice.
father. We're gonna talk about it. And then we're gonna talk about the unrealistic standards and stuff that fathers and stuff have to live up to. And we kind of expound on this conversation. But yeah, we could do Monday at noon if that's good for you.
Oh yeah, that's perfect, man. That's perfect. All
Okay,
right,
man.
good people. Y'all stay up, man. Hey, we'll do it again, B.
For sure, for sure.
All right. Peace.
Peace out, y'all.